Who is most responsible for climate change? Who's worst affected by it? And who should take the lead in trying to fix it? These are the big questions at the heart of climate justice. The poorest and most vulnerable people around the world are the least likely to cause the pollution leading to climate change. If you look at the greenhouse gas emissions that are heating the planet up, the richest 1% of the Earth's population are responsible for more than the poorest 50%. Yet the poor are often the most likely to be affected by its most detrimental impacts. Farmland turning into desert, sea level rises threatening homes, or extreme weather events like flash floods and wildfires. Now these things can happen anywhere, but the poorest countries have far fewer resources to deal with them. Climate justice also means taking account of historical emissions. It's true that China produces the most greenhouse gases in the world at the moment. But over the last 250 years, the United States and Europe have produced far more. The rich world has accepted responsibility for these emissions, but a promise to send $100 billion a year to developing countries by 2020 to help them adapt to climate change and to build greener economies in the future hasn't yet been met. Climate justice, though, isn't only about numbers, it's really about people. The school strikes for climate have drawn a lot of attention to this, demanding that fair solutions are found between rich and poor. That means supporting the very poorest countries and making sure they're not forced to take on huge amounts of debt, but also tackling inequality between people in richer societies. Whether it's about how you heat your home or maybe the switch to electric cars, forcing change onto people who can't afford it isn't going to work. So governments are going to have to help people pay for it. A tax on carbon is one suggestion, so people and especially companies that use the most pay the most. Whatever happens, it's going to cost a lot less than acting too slowly to deal with global warming. And there is good reason to believe a green revolution can create millions of new jobs around the world. But whether you look at the whole world or just the local area where you live, the transition to a more sustainable economy and a more sustainable planet is only going to work if it's going to be fair.